There's so many things that I keep in my mind. Like the past is a reason why we live. All the emotions I built up inside your body.
Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. From my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. No, 'cause I'm feeling so free.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Third Person Podcast. Episode number, I don't know, we don't do that anymore. September 10th.
November 10th.
November 10th, yes.
I wish.
Preliminary. I'm sure Sunday will not be on the 10th next month.
There are no Sundays in November.
Sundayless November. You heard of No Shave November? It's a No Sunday November.
No Sunday November. I'm down for it.
All right, cool. Hi, Sean. Welcome back.
Hi,
How
You
are you
dying?
feeling?
I'm feeling.
Did you have COVID?
Did you die?
I didn't die.
But did you have COVID? Did you get a test?
You heard it here. Sean
have
is
to-
alive.
Do you have to stick a thing up your nose?
I didn't.
Test. Why are you going to test? Who tests anymore? I think we've got like 50 tests on the shelf over there.
You cough? COVID. Straight to jail.
Does anybody test for COVID anymore? Question for the audience.
Probably not.
Yeah, if I have it, I don't want to know.
Yeah. If I have it and I know, then I can't do anything.
Yes, and I don't want the government to know if I have it because they'll just make a big deal about it. Because the new COVID is like sniffles. Yeah. How was your week?
It was really short. I would say. It just
That's
kind
what
of
it was, a short week.
flew by.
Who was it? Joe?
It felt wrong. It felt really long during it. But looking back, it's like, yeah, it was fast.
Sometimes that's the shortest. Like, yeah. Sometimes things that seem long when you're going through it, when you look back, they're the shortest because you're busy. You were busy.
Each day dragged on, but the week overall was
Yeah.
quick.
Sean and I both we had a holiday Monday and then a 5-day week, so it was a long one. But it'll be worth it on payday.
Mm-hmm. Double time for that overtime.
Double time.
On Saturdays, double time is. Oh, overtime is double time.
Sunday is a double
And Sunday is triple time.
time. No.
This man's worked Sundays. I think he would know.
Nah.
Sunday is triple time because you get double time plus I think you get a choice of PTO or something. It's almost like triple time, but Saturday is just time and a half. I think. I'm pretty sure.
I was talking to someone who's been there for ages.
I don't think so.
Saturday, and he's like, yeah, overtime is double time on Saturday.
I hope so. I mean, I'm rooting for that. I'm all for it.
Maybe he's just really old and doesn't know what he's talking about.
Maybe he doesn't math.
He's like 40. I sure hope no. I sure hope he knows.
I'm like 40. I have no clue what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're like 40?
Plus. So I feel
At
like I'm
least.
40. Well, my back feels like it's 90, but I feel like I'm 40.
My back feels like it's up there.
This is a rough week for my back.
I'm sorry.
I've had 2 weeks of back pain, like upper back, just below my shoulder blades, which is it's a sore muscle. It's fine. But there's 2 processes that aggravate it, and I know what they are. And I can deal with it. Friday of last week, it got really bad. And so Monday when I went in, it was still a little tender. I hit my thing to talk to the physical therapist person at work, the HYP they call it, and the EI person came over, early intervention. He comes over and he's like, he asked me, and I tell him. So he comes. So later on in the day, I meet with like 2 guys from the EI and safety guy and my group leader to talk about my back. So we're talking about it, and he gave me some like heating pads for the because my lower back had started hurting too. But I think that was I kind of pulled my lower back because I was favoring my upper back because it was sore. So the lower back was just a normal like when you throw your back out. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but
I don't think
when
so.
you get older, you'll know. So I couldn't bend over like at all. So they gave me some heating pads for that and some stretches to do and this and that. And they were going to get back with me probably Monday to see how everything's going. So my lower back by the end of the week was feeling about 80% better. My upper back still hurt when I did those processes. But so yeah, it was a rough back week. But I was able to avoid the one of the two processes anyway for the most of the week. And then Saturday night, the overtime day, I purposely didn't trade out of the one process that hurt my upper back the most. But that one also involved I had to bend over to hit a bolt down by the ground, and I opted to actually do that process to see how my lower back was doing with the bending, and I did okay. So
That's good.
yeah, I just didn't bend as much. I just kind of put my one leg way out there and kind of did like a stretch
Stretch
bend.
squat.
Yes.
Forward lunge.
Yeah.
Forward lunge.
So my lower back is it's probably about 90% better. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel it get uncomfortable at certain points where I have to like back off,
Mhm.
And then at that point I'm like, is it uncomfortable or is it my brain being afraid that if I go for it, it's going to hurt? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if that's my back being uncomfortable or my brain saying, hey, be careful.
Is this real pain, or am I just assuming?
Yeah. So anyway, my upper back. Yeah, my upper back, I don't know. I don't know if it's something because I was doing daily exercises and it was just simple push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups. So I don't know if I did something with that caused the upper back pain because nothing at my work processes have changed in the past 3 weeks. So I don't know. I haven't done my exercises in the past 2 weeks now because it's back pain. So I'm going to go back to exercising tomorrow. So we'll see. That's my boring back story. We do have some actual stories for you today. We've got, let's see, we'll give a quick rundown. Oh, by the way, if you're watching, we're early yet, so please hit the thumbs up or like, subscribe, follow, whatever you're watching or listening on, do that thing that lets them know you like us.
Make the
please.
numbers go up, please.
Yes, gives us more listeners, more watchers, etc., etc. So we've got some stuff about as the title says, tasing a 5-year-old, always fun.
Always.
Messy situation, which I don't know if you looked at that, but that'll be a complete surprise. Good. This one I'm going to skip until we possibly do that. We have a story about Gary Busey, which you guys had said you're not sure who that is, but we'll go through it. Go into anybody who's not sure who that is. We'll look up who Gary Busey is. He's an actor, old actor. And then some stories about some Facebook, what would you call that?
Idiocy?
Idiocy / wokeness /
Hypersensitivity?
unnecessary pointing out of stuff that doesn't apply.
Attempted censorship?
I don't know if that's censorship.
Covering their asses?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, and then we can do this now. We did get our first, not a strike on YouTube, but we got an issue. Last week, it was Jimmy Buffett passed away, so we played maybe 20 seconds of a Margaritaville before the show, to intro the show, and YouTube said, hey, that's copyright material. So I clicked on the thing on our control panel on YouTube, and it says that's copyright material. However, this artist does not restrict its copyrighted material on YouTube. So your video is okay. In the meantime, it wiped out the view count for the video, though. It's like, well, why? First of all, why are you even telling me this? I'm well aware Margaritaville is copyrighted. And if it's not a problem, then I don't need to know about it.
Yeah.
And second, why'd you wipe out the view count? I mean, it wasn't a big view count, but, last week was our biggest numbers yet. If we add up the video, the numbers we got wiped out, what's that? We're just about 190.
Almost to 200.
Plus 5 or 6 audio only, like Spotify and iTunes. So yeah, we're right around 200.
Almost breaking that 200.
Right around 200 eyeballs and ears. Of course, very few live. So I mean,
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all good. It's Sunday afternoon. Who wants to watch a podcast? Remember that. So we'll go into the Facebook thing, I guess. We'll go bottom down or bottom up. Uh,
Bottoms down.
Yes. So Monday was Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Happy Labor Day to the UAW, which may be going on strike this week.
Or not? Who knows?
I'm rooting for you. Because the more money you get, the more money Toyota wants to pay me. I'm not in the union, but I will probably benefit horizontally from that. So, Labor Day. Mom and I were looking for things to do, and we had been wanting to go to a local-ish gun shop. It's down by the interstate. It's like a 20-minute ride. Called Dave's Gun Shop. So we were coming back from Evansville Saturday. We went out to eat, and we were going to swing by then because I thought they were open till 7 p.m. every night. But we drove by as we were getting closer. I pulled up on Facebook. I'm like, oh, they're only open till 5. Okay. So Saturday and Sunday they're only open till 5. And I'm like, well, maybe we can go Monday. Like, we're off work Monday. Let's see if they're open Monday. So I went to go look on their Facebook page. And that is when I was hit with 3 messages. Let me see if I can pull these up here. I just want to go.
I don't know what you're doing, but I kind of like it.
Doing?
I'm trying to go so it'll be bigger on the. So.
You can use the plus minus down there too.
Yeah. So I went. I followed Dave's Gun Shop on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legitimate gun. They sell guns, fishing, all that kind of stuff. And there's a shooting range out back, and that all kinds of fun stuff. So I tried to go to their Facebook page, and it's a legitimate Facebook page. So let's see if I can do this. No, as soon as I hit Dave's Gun Shop in the search page, which is the actual name of it should just take you to that Facebook page. I get this pop-up, which is, are you sure you want to continue? The term you search for is sometimes associated with the private sale of firearms, which isn't allowed on Facebook. Okay, you don't allow the private sale of firearms on Facebook.
But a business isn't a private sale.
Right. I'm searching for a gun shop.
Yes.
It's the name of the place is Dave's Gun Shop. So I'm like, all right, slightly annoying, but okay, it's your terms of service, whatever. It's not allowed on Facebook. Okay, so I hit continue on that, which brings up the second pop-up. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. There we go. So the second pop-up, which comes like it overlaps the first pop-up. You can kind of see the first pop-up there. So it says, this search may be associated with the sale of firearms. I hope so. That's what I'm looking for. The private sale of firearms can cause harm and is illegal in most countries. Now, here's where I have a bigger issue because Facebook is well known for getting data from its users. You know exactly what country I'm in, or what country I'm from, where I work, where I live, my phone number. It knows way more about me than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I use it because I'm 52 and that's what we do. So that is unnecessary because you know what country I'm in and you know the private sale of firearms is legal in this country.
Yeah.
And as long as it's to people who can legally own firearms, obviously it's not like street legal. And then when people don't follow our community standards, we sometimes restrict or disable their account. So I have another issue here, which is they're implying that I'm not following the community guidelines.
Yeah, they're
like,
vaguely
if
threatening
it sounds like if you're just not really thinking about it, it sounds like if you continue, we're going to restrict or disable your account.
Yeah.
Like, again,
It's like a passive aggressive
a
threat.
legal gun store with a legal Facebook page. Really? And I love the other one. The first one was continue. The second one is see results anyway. Like we may shut off your account. You want to continue?
Worth it.
So obviously I hit see results anyway because I still wanted to go to Dave's Gun Shop page. So the third pop-up, which it wasn't really a pop-up. It's at the top of the search page, search results, which again, it gave me search results instead of taking me directly. Most of the time, if you search for something that's their name, it takes you right to, like if you search for a person who you're already friends with, it'll pop up their page. It won't go to search page. But it brought up a search page that said, and then at the top here, if you see the private sale of firearms, please report it. We remove content that doesn't follow our community standards. It's like, it's a Facebook page. If it didn't follow your community standards, you would have removed it. So why are you giving me a hassle for searching for it?
How dare you search for a legal
I'm like-
business that Facebook doesn't agree with?
It was way too much just to go to a business webpage. I'm like, really? So I was a little aggravated last weekend over that.
I don't blame you.
I'm like, yeah. If you're gonna do that, then don't let a gun shop have a Facebook page. But yeah, that the search thing may lead to purchasing whatever it said, purchasing firearms. Like, yeah, I hope so. But then we did go to Dave's Gun Shop Monday. It was good. We didn't buy anything, but we looked. We got some ideas.
Get a musket.
They have them.
Really?
Yes.
It's kind of exciting.
And they sell the powder and stuff too. They also make all the stuff to like case your own bullets, like powder and stuff to.
Do they sell the big cleaning stick for the musket?
I'm sure they do. This place
Is that
is
the
huge.
musket?
Yeah.
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 The place is the place was like trying to think what I could compare the size to.
Why do you look at me when you ask if that was a musket?
I don't know. You have weird knowledge.
Probably about a quarter of the size of Walmart. So like just like the grocery side,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
maybe a little less than that, but pretty
That's
close.
pretty big.
Yeah, it's a good size.
How much were they selling the musket for?
I wasn't shopping for a musket. What I was shopping for was about 500.
Listen, no one's gonna rob you if you pull out a musket because that's not gonna be a clean wound.
No, it's not.
Well, if you have a musket for self-defense, you have to keep it loaded. Because by the time you load it,
Not unless you
you're
have,
not in need of self-defense.
Not unless you attach the bayonet to
A
it.
paraplegic?
A bayonet. Just charge at your home intruders.
And that's part of the issue with banning guns. Like, if you ban guns, well, now you've got a bunch of knife fights. Crime doesn't stop because you ban the guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest issue is
There's no guns in prison, but there's shanks.
even
and shivs.
if you outlaw guns, criminals don't care what's legal or not.
Right. But even like Europe, guns, I'm pretty sure England, guns are illegal. They have a
Yes.
lot of knife incidents.
Yes.
They have a lot of stabbings and that kind of stuff.
Not even their police have guns.
They do. Not the street, like the walking the beat kind of police, but they do have guns.
Yeah, but they
They
never
only bring
have
it. They
them.
only bring them when needed, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
at that point, like, oh, I should have brought a gun.
Instead, I've been stabbed.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that was my exciting story about Facebook pop-ups that really, really kind of bugged me last weekend.
Please do not do business on our website.
Yeah. It's like, Dave's Gun Shop, I want to have a Facebook page. You can have a Facebook page, but
We are
we're
going
going to
to
freak people out when they go to try to
Yeah,
find
if they
you.
search gun, we're gonna send them 85 pop-ups to tell them, "Are you sure? Searching gun could lead to guns."
For real?
Yeah, it's hard to believe, right?
I do not believe that.
Yeah.
Prove it to me right now.
No.
Oh.
So if anybody wants to sell guns privately, send me a Facebook messenger. I promise I won't report you. Wink, wink. All right, which one you want to go to? We got
I really want to see the tased
the
5-year-old.
5-year-old tased. Okay, so we'll do 5-year-old tased, which is, I mean, it's just good fun.
Is it?
What is that?
No.
No. Play media. I might need that for the video, but we'll see. So this is a story of a 5-year-old who got tased. So family wants answers after police accidentally hit boy with taser, and I want to watch the video story because that's where the fun's at.
Tonight, we're learning more about an incident where police tased a 5-year-old boy during a Labor Day picnic. It happened in Deloge, just 1 hour south of St. Louis.
Hey,
Your side's Diamond Palmer joins us now in studio with the family's first interview since it happened. Diamond?
Mark, the 5-year-old's family says he's doing okay after being tased Saturday. They say the Deloge Police Department didn't apologize.
That's something you should never have to say.
He's doing okay.
Looks like a nice enough boy. I mean,
Apologize for their actions. And we do have to warn you, the video you're about to see could be disturbing for some viewers.
I could hear him scream.
I don't know what's disturbing about that. I think they just assaulted this lady.
I'm already disturbed.
Screaming in the background, and I didn't really know what happened.
It's a mother's worst nightmare. Bystander video capturing
Okay, that boy looks exactly like his mother.
Was that
the moments in
mother?
which Zoe Fortenberry's son, Jackson, was tased. Video shows him on the left side of your screen with his uncle Jeremiah. Fun quickly turned to chaos at an annual Labor Day picnic.
Okay, this is the part of the video that I kind of had to go back and listen to. Did you just hear what she said? Did you?
It's
What?
something.
Now, when I go back and rewind it, it's not going to be as much sound like it, but if you just go back and think about what you just heard, it sounds like she said at the annual Labor Day picnic. I mean, the tasing part's funny too, but I got a kick out of that. Let's see.
Quickly turned to chaos at an annual Labor Day picnic.
Yeah, I totally went right by me the first time.
I was listening to another show and they were playing this, and I'm like, and they didn't even go. I'm like, you're not going to pick on the fact that she just said the anal Labor Day picnic.
She could have put a little more emphasis on
On the U. Yes, there needed to be a little more U in there.
Labor Day picnic. According to Deloge police, they deployed a taser at two men fighting that ended up bouncing off the ground and hitting 5-year-old Jackson.
Ricochet taser.
His name is Jackson.
So we had just left, and like 5 minutes later, my brother had called me and said that he asked where we was and said that there was an incident and that we needed to come back. As soon
He asked where we was.
Yeah, yeah. The mom doesn't sound too bright. And why would you leave your kid there with your brother? I guess, yeah, but
As
Where
we
was?
opened the door and he seen that was me and his mom, he
he's seen that. His mom.
um,
English is a second language for these people.
Yeah, their primary
just
language is
grabbed a
trailer.
hold of us and started, crying.
The family says the police never apologized for their actions, and they want to know why.
It's like the second or third time that she's told us that the police have not apologized for her actions. I mean, really, it was an accident. Like they weren't aiming for the boy. Really, nothing to apologize. Sorry he got hit. Not really sorry we shot it because we were trying to hit the other guy.
Yeah.
But our aim,
Sorry, the other guy
our aim
dodged.
does suck.
He sidestepped the
A
taser.
taser was used in such a high traffic area.
I just don't think tasers was necessary.
Why did we take statements from a guy who looks like he belongs on?
That's the boy's family.
He looks like someone from like I
He's
don't know,
trying to do
Sons of
he's trying to
Anarchy.
do like an Elvis thing. There.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yes. I don't know.
I could believe that he was.
Could you
someone
imagine
there.
if that taser hit him in the nose ring?
I'd be.
And his nose ring's not even straight. It's like crooked.
All of him is crooked.
And he's got like a gash on his
You
head.
can't
He's
just
got
say that, man.
I did.
he's got what they refer to as a 5 or 6 head. not a
Also,
forehead.
his beard is weird.
Yes.
Like the
He's
front
got
of his
he's
chin
got
is
the
uncovered.
empty front chin, which lots of people have that. It's an Irish thing, I think.
Oh, they need to stop
Which
it.
kind of goes along with the red. He's got a little red
They
going
need
on
to
there.
stop it.
Yeah. And
Simply grow hair.
there's something before that I want to say too.
Tasers was necessary.
Oh, the taser in a crowd. Would they rather them pull their guns out in the crowd? I mean, of the options to seduce someone, taser's a better option than the other firearm you have.
Yeah, especially in a crowd.
I mean, and of
'Cause
course,
it's-
the least effective option is a fist fight. What?
Yeah, like if you tase someone in a crowd and you miss, like the other person's not going to be dead.
Yeah.
They're just going to be in some pain for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can just, I don't know, punch the guy you are aiming for or something. I don't know.
Especially in a crowd with a lot of kids and a lot of people.
According to Deloge police,
Kids and also
As
people.
opposed to the other kinds of crowds.
Kids and people.
Kids and people.
Kids are not people.
By the way, is
Right,
this
the
the
kids.
police department? Because that is the smallest. It's just a ranch house.
It looks like a duplex.
What is this town?
department, the first taser strike hit one suspect successfully. When the officer fired a second time, intending to hit the second suspect, that's when it hit Jackson. A day later, Jackson is back on his feet and returning to normal
This is normal. This is normal.
Wait
He's standing on a mattress on a trailer.
He's on a trailer on a mattress. Yeah.
Just
That's-
looking around.
That's
This is normal for Jackson.
Yeah. This is yeah.
I don't think this is a real town.
This is the white person version of the projects.
This is a like.
This is
This is one of those towns that's
This is-
actually like a secret government experience.
this is when you turn a corner and you start hearing the banjo music.
Yeah, this is the town where like when you start to leave, everyone just kind of stares at you and is walking towards you with a shovel. You can enter, but you can't go.
Yeah.
You've seen too much.
Yeah, this is not an area. This is roll your windows up and lock your doors. This is one of those streets that Google Maps will take you down and you take shortest route. It's like
Well, this
like,
is
whoa.
one of the streets that if I knew about it, I don't care if it adds miles onto my trip. I'm going around. I'm not
activities.
driving this way.
But his family
I feel sorry for what's his name? Jackson?
Jackson.
Jackson. Yes,
I feel sorry for him for being named that.
Yes. He's going to have a rough time with his white privilege.
says that doesn't stop the trauma of the situation.
You don't want them to fear
Was that a
officers.
golf cart with
Yes.
So you
American
have
flags?
to.
Yes, it was.
Hold on, let's go back and check.
Was it?
You think?
Yes, I know.
One more, right?
Yeah, I think it.
There,
Yep,
we go.
that
There it
is.
is. 2 flags.
Of this
And I'm pretty sure
Situation.
on the front of that you'd see a MAGA sticker.
situation.
You don't want them to fear
Or at least one MAGA hat.
officers. So you have to, let them know that.
Oh, they couldn't afford a real size skateboard.
Yo, those skateboards rock. A little-
They're not the bad guys, but then again, how do you explain how he was tased?
As for what
You explain because was his uncle
His uncle.
was in a fist fight at a fair, and they were trying to tase him.
I didn't think it was the uncle.
I think it was.
He said the uncle and the kid were like on the side of the video, and it just ricocheted and hit the kid.
I don't know. Well, possibly uncle. Guarantee in that small town is somebody they knew.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all related.
Somebody you knew as being a piece of junk at a.
In this town, they're all related. Everyone.
Yes.
what's next for the family, they say time will tell as the Deloge Police Department
She's got a college shirt on.
They have nothing better
She
to
went
do
to
than
college.
sit on their front
Or she at
steps.
least has a college shirt.
Yeah, she has the shirt.
Their front porch sitting.
That-
There's a song. There's a country song. Front porch sitting.
really, they don't even have a porch.
proceeds.
Was everything
stupid
done that should have been done? Is kind of why we're waiting on the investigation. Was this prevented or could have been prevented is the question.
Now, the Deloge Police Department's chief was not available for comment today, but Jackson's family will plan to meet with police on Tuesday in hopes of getting more answers.
I don't know what answers you need. That's pretty much.
What investigation? It's not like the
The
cop
boy
went
got
into
tased,
the crowd saying, "I'm going to tase a kid today."
What's the investigation be like? You need to work on your taser aim.
Yeah,
Okay.
just you need to work on your aim. That's it.
Do a little more training.
Maybe just don't aim at the ground.
Maybe. Yeah. So I thought that was funny, and like I said, I really like going to our annual Labor Day festival.
I'm not a fan of it. Kind of off-putting.
Well, I just like to go and people watch. Yeah. There we go. So that's that one. So, and this one I want to do because it's going to be a complete surprise to you. I don't know if Sean read it either.
I
So I just put this on the page as messy situation, but as soon as you see the headline, you'll kind of know what. That's a link from Facebook, so I got to go through Facebook. So.
Yeah, okay. Go on. Continue.
Got the live reaction here. So, diarrhea nightmare forces Delta flight to turn around. Which, any diarrhea on a flight is a nightmare. I'm sorry. I don't think there's a video.
You're telling me this isn't a Spirit Airlines?
This is Delta, and this is like I believe they were going overseas. So let's read the story here. There are new details into what forced a Delta flight from Atlanta to Barcelona. So, I mean, that's like a 6-hour flight easily. To turn around Friday night. According to Delta, a passenger had diarrhea all the way through the plane, and the pilot reported the biohazard issue. The flight turned around over Central Virginia and landed back in Atlanta more than 2 hours after its departure. Delta says the flight was delayed just over 8 hours and landed in Barcelona without further incident Saturday evening. The identity of the passenger is not released. Well, that really is not much to that story. I've heard more.
The identity of the passenger was not released, or if they were on board when they landed in Spain. Did they get to fly on their flight?
There's more to this story. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh my god.
Because I've heard other... Let me turn this off first. So, could you... the only thing I could figure is someone had to go and they couldn't make it to the bathroom and it was dripping out.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross.
Talk about nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a longer news story. Let me see if I can find a longer version of that. Here we go. Okay. So the FAA Stratford posted all your transmission from the flight deck. Yeah, I heard the audio from the pilot. It's just he did say diet. He said diet. We have a biohazard situation. There's diarrhea. This I thought was interesting. Passengers reboarded and made it safely to Barcelona the following evening. They didn't even get a new plane.
Well, it's fine. It was
After the plane landed, it was thoroughly cleaned, and they didn't leave until 2:30 a.m. They're not making that clean enough for me.
Yeah, I want things replaced. Just give me a new plane.
Scrap the plane.
Just send a
it's
different
over.
plane. Yeah.
Take the fuel out. Save the fuel.
A TikToker went viral for coming to the defense of a Delta passenger who had explosive diarrhea.
You know what? Click that link. Click that sentence. I want to see what they have to say.
I don't think that's a link. That's just it is.
Click it. It should take you to the. I think it's
Yahoo.
It's Yahoo.
All right. After the plane landed, it was thoroughly clean. They didn't leave until. Okay. Okay. So. Oh, there's a video. Sweet. Let's see what we got here. Stop.
No, that's
This is different flight moments.
Is that the emergency door open?
Yes,
Yeah.
someone opened the emergency door.
All right. Okay, so let's read this story here. Last week, the Delta flight, the story went usually viral because it became center of much online discussion and amusement, obviously. Uh, One TikToker shared why she thinks people should not laugh about the incident. Well, laughing about the incident and attacking, this says they don't need defense. They're just being laughed at because it's a funny situation. Everybody's had explosive diarrhea. No one's laughing at that person. We're just laughing at the situation of a plane.
We're laughing because we're not the ones who had to
Yes.
sit in a plane for 2
No
hours.
one's like, that person's a piece of crap. No, we get it. Like, you don't have control over that situation. Made a U-turn, returned to Atlanta, describing the situation as biohazard. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. Yeah.
Video.
I did not see that video, and I don't have any want to see that video of feces strewn across the floor.
There was video at the TikTok.
The way y'all are.
Oh no.
Can we stop with the y'all? I'm sorry. I don't care if you wear a cowboy hat. Maybe, okay, if you wear a cowboy hat, you can use y'all.
You have to have the hat and the boots.
Yes,
Yeah,
hat
had
and
the full
boots.
cowboy set.
And jeans, and you have to have the
You know,
full.
even better, have that little
and
like
the
reed.
skinny tie,
That
the string tie.
I don't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an older cowboy thing.
Had they have that like wheat in
Yeah,
their,
piece
in
of
their
wheat.
mouth?
Yeah, yep. And when it's not a piece of wheat, it's a Camel cigarette. So the way y'all are going on that passenger.
Going in on that
I
passenger.
can't stand people who can't talk. The way y'all are, don't get me wrong, I can't talk either, but
The way y'all are going in on that passenger that caused the plane to turn around due to the fact that they had explosive diarrhea all over the plane is crazy, because I don't think y'all understand how it feels like for your stomach to hurt at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I'm pretty sure everybody understands what it feels like for your stomach to hurt at the wrong. Is there
Did you-
anybody alive who hasn't had diarrhea?
Like a baby?
I mean, babies have diarrhea all
Yeah,
the time.
okay,
That's
but they don't
called,
know.
That's just called a diaper.
But they don't know.
No, but yes.
Did you think that person was gonna like hold it in?
Well, at least till she got to the back of the plane.
Like it's
That-
it's an Airbus. It's an overseas plane. Those are usually big.
Yeah.
It probably had at least 2 toilets.
But that's my only and again, not. I mean, I have had cases where it's like, it just hits you and it's like now. I mean, but I've still been able to hold it in.
Takes a lot of willpower, but
mostly.
you can do it.
I have had accidents. There may have been a time.
We're not going to talk about
No,
it.
we're not going to talk about it. But not where I'm getting it all over the plane.
All through the plane.
I mean, yeah. Usually you have enough warning to get to a bathroom.
Strewn across the floor. Can
Strewn. That's a good word.
you scroll up? I want to see the model for the plane again.
Was that a model? It's an actual plane.
Go back
Yeah,
down.
I mean,
I think it's in the first paragraph.
Oh, what?
Airbus A350.
Airbus A350. And I'm wondering if it wasn't a case of they were sitting there and felt the urge, felt it hit, getting the gurgling.
And then
and
they
the
just ignored
cramps.
it.
No, not ignored it, but they're like waiting for the okay to move about the cabin sign, or say, because it was within the first 2 hours, so it usually takes about an hour to get up to like cruising altitude even before they're like, okay, you can take your seatbelts off and move around if you have to. So I'm wondering if like they felt it and were like, oh, I can't get out of my seat. I'm sorry if I feel that urge.
I'm getting out of my seat.
I don't care what you say. I'm getting out of my seat and go to the bathroom.
There's 4 bathrooms on this plane. Sorry, 6. 8.
What if she went to the bathroom and they were all busy? Like,
Okay, so yeah. So look at this little model of the plane. So like the tail is the kitchen, okay? And then you have 4 bathrooms here.
in the middle.
And then you have 2 bathrooms in front of the next section. And then you have 2 bathrooms by
So
the
you got
front.
two in first class, front of first class. You got two in the back of first class, front of second class, business class probably. And then you've got two in the middle of what would be
Four.
coach.
Four in the
Four in the
middle.
middle of coach. So
8 toilets on this plane.
8 toilets.
All of them being busy.
All of them were busy in the first
That's-
8 hours.
I could. That's what I'm imagining. She's all the way in first class. She goes to the ones up front. They're both full. She's just got to run back to the ones behind first class. They're both full. She has to run back
To the middle of coach.
and hopefully she skipped first in business before she started strooning.
Strewn. It was strewn around the plane.
When do you start strooning?
Yeah,
At
things
what
should
point-
not be strewn.
At what point is it? After the first set are occupied, or the second set? What part does strewn start?
I think it's when you would start to panic.
And you know that walk you get.
But here's the thing: is if you're walking, nothing's getting strewn. They were running.
You have to walk very gingerly. in that
If they were
situation.
walking gingerly, I don't think anything would have strewn.
Well, you got it's a balance because you've got to walk gingerly and still swiftly.
I think they
'Cause you're
lean
like,
too heavily
this,
on the
this
swiftly.
is not a good situation.
Also, you're on a plane, which can be bumpy sometimes.
True.
How long could one person possibly be in? Like, there's 2 toilets up front, and if that's where they went first, and they were both occupied, I think I might just take my chances and just stay there.
I don't know. People could be long in the bathroom. I mean, if you got a 6-hour flight, nobody's going to be in a hurry in the bathroom, especially when they know we've got 4, 6, 8 bathrooms in this place. Yeah, I don't know. I feel for the person, I do, but
I
at the
also
same
feel
time,
for everyone else.
at the same time, I have questions.
And I don't want the answers.
Yeah.
I have questions. Please do not answer them.
Please do not answer. Yes. Yeah. So I thought that was funny. I purposely kind of didn't give you the details in the link. All right. So let's talk about Gary Busey.
Who?
Well, all right. Let's do this one first, and then we'll do Gary Busey because Gary Busey's better, more fun. All right. So this is just like a current event news type deal. There was a few people sentenced for January 6th stuff this past week or week before, I don't remember. One of them was an ex-Proud Boys leader, something Tario, which is funny because they claim Proud Boys is racist, but the guy's like a Hispanic. Okay, so let's read this story here. This is just a story. I'll just read it. Let's see. Is this it? Confronted Proud Boys. Well, I don't know if this is the one. I know I clicked it. This is given the whole history of it. All right, so January. This goes into a bit of January 6th, but we'll read it. Demonstrators marched in the streets for months, calling for justice for George Floyd. This is going back to George Floyd. And racism and police brutality. Then in late 2020, the Proud Boys arrived. Basically, the Proud Boys were kind of an answer to Black Lives Matter, kind of Antifa type stuff. Do you guys know how Proud Boys started?
No.
No.
So, I listened to the Anthony Cumia show. He's got a network, at Compound Media. So, Gavin McInnes, have you heard of him?
No.
He's the one who founded the Proud Boys.
Okay.
He's kind of a political comedy guy. He's very, very sarcastic, but very dry sarcastic, where a lot of people don't get when he's being sarcastic.
Yep.
So he had a show on Compound Media, the Gavin McInnes show, and he had one of the producers was a guy named, they just called him Rat. His name was Rat something. Rat was in his name. That's like the whole reason they hired him, because they wanted to call him Rat. Not
Good
kidding.
reason.
He was like one of the first people Anthony Cumia hired for his network because they liked his name. So the guy was a guy. I believe the guy was a virgin.
Okay.
So Gavin McGinnis used to pick on him a lot for being a virgin. So, like, he teased him. He's like, we need to get you laid. This kind of, that kind of stuff. So he started the Proud Boys to get Rat laid. Like, he was telling him he needs some kind of club to belong to make him feel. And the name for the Proud Boys came from the musical version of Aladdin. Which is, there's a song in the musical called "Proud of Your Boy," and that's where the name for the Proud Boys came from. Fast forward, I mean, 5 or 6 years. I don't know when it started, 2018 or 19, somewhere around there. So fast forward to now, Proud Boys is this huge right-wing racist.
And things really went out of control, huh?
That one kind of got away from you a little bit.
A little bit.
So anyway, I get a kick out of how it started and where it is now. Even though I don't think a lot of what they say where it is now is what it is. They started showing up to these protests and stuff because Antifa and Black Lives Matter would get violent, and the people protesting against them, like, they would get violent towards them. So Proud Boys started showing up to protect as a barrier between the two. But then they would just end up getting in fights with each other.
Okay.
You know what we did again? The lights are off.
It's okay.
It doesn't look like it. So anyway, so they would show up at all these rallies, but their reasoning was that they were showing up to protect the anti-protesters, but it ended up just being big fights because they would show up in like tactical gear,
I'm not here to fight.
Yeah, but at least they weren't wearing masks. Like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, they all wore masks. At least these guys are like, yeah,
they're proud.
Yeah, and they were usually like twice the size of the Antifa people, so it would be like not a fair fight. Wearing black and white, yellow, far right. Yeah, they would wear the same shirt. I forget what the name of the shirt was. It's kind of like a polo, but not. But to the point where even the maker of the shirt like disavowed. So on January 6th, members of the Proud Boys were a driving force in the rioting at the U.S. Capitol. So they say. I don't think so, but that's my opinion. Because none of the people that went into the Capitol building were Proud Boys, I don't think. Anyway, dozens of people who prosecutors say are affiliated with the group have been found guilty of crimes in connection with the attack. So, 4 leaders of the Proud Boys, Henry Enrique Tarrio, sounds like a white supremacist kind of guy.
Sounds like some kind of guy.
Ethan Nordine, okay, that one sounds like a white supremacist guy.
Joe
Biggs just sounds like a hillbilly.
Yes.
And Zach Real, I don't know what that sounds like, have now been convicted of engaging in seditious conspiracy to keep Donald Trump in power by force and sentenced to between 15 and 22 years in prison. Enrique Tarrio is the one who got the 22 years. He got the bulk of it. I don't know if that's him or not. It's a badass picture, though.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's the leader of the Bumblebee Squad. Anyway, all 4 men marched on D.C. streets in the weeks before. Here's the key. In the weeks before the insurrection. Okay, yeah. Can we stop with insurrection? It wasn't
For
insurrection.
burning a Black Lives Matter banner ripped from the facade of a historic black church.
Yes. Because that's, convictable. I don't know. I guess that would be theft.
Federal prosecutors argued that having successfully ravaged the streets of D.C. with violence in the fall emboldened the Proud Boys to use force on January 6th.
Yes. So now we're going into anything you do now can be held against you if it causes harm. If it causes someone to think about doing something harmful many months from now. Several demonstrators who encountered Proud Boys members in the weeks before the attack on the Capitol said they are still contending with the impact.
Huh?
In other words, they still had bruises from when they got punched.
That's my kind of impact.
Some who impose incarceration. I think most things I oppose incarceration for, except for bodily injury, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can see it.
Said they are conflicted about the lengths of the sentences the Proud Boys leaders received. Here are their stories from the street brawls in the months leading up to the insurrection. All right, this is not. These are individual stories. It's not really what I wanted. Well, so this woman here. All right, stop. So this woman here, after a long day of counter-protesting Trump supporters and protecting the Black Lives Matter memorial fence outside the White House, was trying to get home. She had only a helmet for protection, that's a pretty decent protection.
I'll take a helmet.
5'1" black woman. Oh, she's tiny. Feared for her life. The men began to hit her in the back of her helmet. I mean, if all you have for protection is helmet and they're aiming for your helmet, I think that's good.
I mean,
Yeah.
They could be hitting you in the back or the.
it's a little considerate.
I mean, that's
like they're being assholes.
Yeah,
but
they're
at least
being assholes.
They're being
yes.
considerate about it.
Yes. Another racial justice protester was punched in the face. She doesn't remember exactly what the men said, but recalls a lot of yelling. Well, to be fair, her head was ringing. Yeah. So that was one. Her feelings are complicated. She's an abolitionist, someone who believes prisons should not exist. Okay. I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, I'm a libertarian, so I do believe a lot of crime should be eliminated if there's no injured party in a crime. It's not really a crime, like financially injured or physically injured, obviously.
Yeah.
But if there's no victim, there's no crime, like drug crimes, that kind of stuff. So she's not. So at least she's being honest about it. She's not happy about anybody being incarcerated, even a Proud Boy leader like Taria. Okay.
But she still thinks he should be held accountable.
Yeah. Well, that's what the lawsuits are for. You sue people. So at least she's on it. I'll give her that. That's a fair take on it.
Yeah, she's like, I don't like him, but I don't like prison either.
So here's another guy came to the district. He's it's a local organizer. That always screams someone who's getting paid by somebody.
Yeah.
To organize protests, which if it's being paid to be organized, is it really a protest? It's just a show. Surrounded hundreds of racial justice protesters, including Kramer at Black Lives Matter Plaza, with D.C. police standing between the groups. Although Kramer, who's black, was never physically
with a capital B.
Yes, was never physically assaulted by the Proud Boys. He was terrified by stories.
Violence was so.
I've never been haunted, but I've been terrified by ghost stories.
Yes.
So
violence was so commonplace that protesters pooled money to pay for hotel rooms near Black Lives Matter Plaza, so people would not have to walk home alone at night.
All right. Oh, there's a commercial for. Seeing the Proud Boys in D.C. solidified Kramer's determination to fight for racial justice. Blah blah blah.
Just seeing them.
Yeah, and perhaps seeing the Black Lives Matter fence on the lawn and the Black Lives Matter thing and everything labeled Black Lives Matter might have triggered the Proud Boys too.
Just a possibility.
These people don't care about anybody's life. They came here to attack people, and yet Kramer wasn't attacked. It was just, wickedness. He blames D.C. police for allowing these men to menace the city. Wasn't there a Black Lives Matter protest in D.C. Around that time or before that, where they not the Capitol building, but they kind of went on the White House lawn and that kind of stuff?
Probably. I don't know.
Why
for
wasn't
sure.
that insurrection?
Because
Curious. Who allows them to come here 3 times? Well, it's a free country. We have
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of
You
speech,
can
freedom
protest. They
to-
can anti-protest.
freedom to
Freedom to gather.
gather, yes. The police were working with them. Yeah, that's what happened. Allowing them to roam and take over our streets. I've seen the streets of D.C. They're not in good shape.
No one is taking over those streets. No
If
one
they
wants
did, it
them.
would be an improvement.
No one wants the streets of DC.
Yeah.
Although they would be better than the streets of California.
True. At least you can, I would presumably walk around without stepping in crap. Literal. Yeah. About 140 Capitol Police and D.C. officers were injured. What? No way. I have not heard of any other. There was 2 deaths. There was a woman who was shot by the police, and then there was someone else. I think had a heart attack, something unrelated. I have not heard about
I haven't heard
140
about any.
Capitol Police injuries.
I mean, it's not saying it's related to the incident. It's just saying they were injured on January.
Yeah, that's what I'm
6th.
I was walking around a lot. My plantar fasciitis kind of kicked in.
We're injured is kind of a weird. It's very.
It was
vague.
hot, and I had that gear on.
I
And
stubbed my toe.
I got a splinter. That podium, the one guy tried to steal, I had to put it back, and I got a splinter from the podium. It wasn't comfortable.
Kramer said the Proud Boys leaders' sentences do not match the severity of their crimes. He believes they would have been more harshly punished if the rioters and their leaders were all people of color.
No, because
No.
there were rioters and leaders of different color.
He
Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
He means the Proud Boys.
But I'm not. I know what I'm saying. There were plenty of Black Lives Matter rallies, mostly peaceful protests, which destroyed cities. None of them got convicted of anything.
He has no faith in the criminal justice system.
And if people were on the Capitol with hijabs, America would have I don't even know what that means. I think he's being racist towards Indian people.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what hijabs have to do with anything about the Proud Boys.
Nothing, actually.
Anyway, yeah, I really wish they would have went into. This totally isn't the story I was looking for, but the guy, Enrique Tarrio, wasn't at the protest. He was not at the January. He was in jail for the burning the flag, the Black Lives Matter flag.
And they gave him 22 more years
Yes,
for something that he was in
because
prison during.
because he was, and I believe the quote was, cheering them on.
So are we going to incarcerate half of America or anyone who has ever supported Proud Boys?
Yeah. So yeah.
We live in a circus.
We live in a society.
We live in a society.
If you have ever expressed political support for anyone, jail, straight to jail.
Yeah, basically that's what they're saying. That's yeah. So that's the news issue for today. For this week. Hello. Why
Hello?
are you not loading?
If you- how's that look?
No,
Did your mouse die?
possibly.
It's moving, but I think the buttons died.
The button's dead. All right. So let's talk about Gary Busey for a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. Don't forget-
Gary Busy.
Gary Busey.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know if there's an Ian. I don't know how to spell his name. So yeah, don't forget, hit thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, talk
Follow.
about whatever.
Tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends.
And family.
Or yeah, not them.
Don't tell your family. Just tell your friends.
Yeah. All right. So Gary Busey was involved in a hit and run. So I will look up. Let me look up his. I'll just look up his.
His IMDb.
Yeah, his IMDb.
The name is familiar. I just can't. I can't come up with a face.
I'm trying to think what he would be been in that you would know. There you go. That would help if I
have
spelled
no
his
idea
name
who
right.
that is. Busey.
Official website. I don't want the official.
He's
I
an
want
author.
IMDb.
You
Is it
could go
over
to his
here?
Wikipedia. It'd be on there.
It would be on there.
Above that.
All right, Gary Busey, early life career. Where's the list of stuff? Here's a lot of stuff.
Okay, that's a lot.
All right, he was in Point Break.
I never actually watched that.
Under Siege, Firm, Rookie of the Year, Surviving the Game, Drop Zone, Black Sheep, Lost Highway, Soldier, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Piranha 3DD.
What?
I don't know, but I like it.
I have not seen any of these movies.
Body Holly, Story Straight Time, Stars Born, Gumball, Thunderbolt, and Lightning Foot,
Yeah, I
Never,
know you-
Last American Hero. Dirty Little Billy,
I've
Magnificent
heard-
Seven. All right.
I've heard of Gary Busey, but apparently I've never seen a movie that he starred in.
So, trying to think. He was in Entourage. Quigley, don't know what Quigley is. Hot Boys. But, so, let's pull up this picture here. That's a bad picture. If picture actually looks like Gary Busey, it'd be nice. Can I pull up images? Images.
Mages.
Let me put this on the screen for everybody to see.
Everybody can see us Googling Gary Busey.
Yes. 'Cause that's what we do. So, this guy,
You have no idea who that is.
that's Gary Busey.
Who?
Gary Busey.
Who?
Yes, exactly. This guy.
Why is he in a straight jacket in that one?
Because he was in a motorcycle accident not too long ago, maybe 5 to 10 years ago. He's not quite been all there since. I think he got a little jumbled upstairs.
Motorcycle accidents are rough.
Yes. So anyway, he's been in a lot of good movies. He's a pretty funny guy. So he was involved in a hit and run, and he's old.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. No, yeah. So he's old and he's been in a motorcycle accident. He's had some issues mentally. So here's the video story. This is the video from TMZ, in case you couldn't tell.
Very, very trustworthy source.
Yes.
Sir, you hit my car. I need your information. Sir! You hit my car!
At this point, he probably thinks he's filming a movie. He's like, he kind of did action movies for a lot of his career. So he's just like, oh, chase scene.
It doesn't matter. That's not how this works. You hit my car. You have scuffs all over your car.
Progressive insurance.
I want your.
Did
I
you-
want the
Did you hear what he said there?
Progressive insurance.
number. I want the information. Sir, you hit my car.
I'm private.
It doesn't-
He's private.
He's private.
He's private.
I thought he said I'm driving here.
No, he said I'm private.
I'm private.
I'm private.
I'm private.
He's private.
Matter. You hit me. You hit my car. No, you rear-ended me. You can't hit someone and then leave. Yo, that's not okay.
Step is-
You hit my car.
He would just run her over.
Sir, you don't get to just leave
And then she can
hitting
sue even
someone.
No, he
more.
does get to just leave because
Dude,
Stand in front of the car. And
What
if
the
he wants to
fuck?
go over,
you can't hit someone and then just leave.
he has video evidence of it.
She also has like both of his license plates.
Yeah.
things I learned on the show today. You can't just hit someone and leave.
If
But you
someone-
can.
If someone asks for your insurance, you can just say I'm private.
I got a big kick out of this story because of the line progressive insurance. I just imagine with the injury he's had with the motorcycle, and I believe he's been in a few car accidents since, that there's just like you call progressive and just be like, if you were hit by Gary Busey, please press 4. So he doesn't have to give you his information. Just call the hotline. They'll take care of it.
He's got a button on the menu. The Busey button.
So I thought it was cool that Progressive takes care of Gary Busey like that.
That is hilarious.
Where you at with David Lee Roth?
I'm nowhere.
And the reason
one
I
asked
ask,
you.
I've never
worry
been
about
friends
David
with
Lee
Dave.
Roth
I
here.
never even knew him. I went on tour.
I need to turn off
Autoplay.
autoplay. Yes. Anywho, so I think that's pretty much all I've got for this week, unless you guys have something else.
What?
What?
What is that one above?
American Defense League being sued for defamation. You know what the American Defense League is?
No.
Well, let's get the official. What is the American Defense League?
Yeah, Elon's not happy with them at the moment. I know that.
Yes, it's Twitter.
It's not called Twitter anymore.
Yeah, but
People still call it Twitter.
Twitter/X is suing the American Defense League. Let's see what their stupid mouse dead battery.
It's so weird that you can move the mouse, but you
Yeah,
can't
it is.
click.
Really? I don't want an account. I just things. I hate things. All right, let's see what the American Defamation League mission statement is. Besides long, the American Defense League, not defamation, is a multicultural and multi-ethnic organization. We at the ADL have one primary common thread that unites us all. That common thread being our desire to defend our beloved republic from the infiltration of Islam and Sharia law. Okay.
Okay.
I actually didn't realize that that's what they're.
I immediately am kind of.
I thought they
iffy.
were more about like protecting like free speech and stuff. So this even makes it more.
Wow. They are going
Islam and
all
Sharia
against
law
Sharia
subjugates
law.
women in a society and robs them of not only their rights as citizens but also their dignity as human beings. Okay. Islam and Sharia law. We, the American Defense League, are proactive. We work to pass legislation to head off all future pro-Islam legislation and work judicially to head off all future attempts at it. Okay. American Defense League is action-oriented. We engage in activities of civil disobedience and nonviolence. Okay. Interesting. So
Weird.
yes.
Okay, that's
I
quite a mission
really didn't
statement.
realize that was there. Which actually that kind of makes sense though, because they are known as a Jewish organization,
Okay.
which makes sense with the Islam and Sharia part that way. So they are being sued by Elon Musk and Twitter for they're kind of been going after X for things that don't sound like their mission statement, which is why I'm confused.
Hey, no, it's not the American Defense. It's the Anti-Defamation League.
Oh, see, I looked for the wrong. I'm blaming the wrong league. There's too many leagues. What is it?
Anti-Defamation.
See, I'm an idiot. I will never claim to not be an idiot.
I mean, you said it right, kind of. You said American Defamation League.
Defamation. I don't know. Spell it right. Let's see.
So
Anti-Defamation League.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's blaming them for all the ad drop since he's taken over, or is there a specific time? Because
well, I'm sure if he's
caused a
suing,
bunch of
I'm
ad
sure if
people
he's
to
suing,
jump
it's
off.
for a specific time. All right. So this is more openly Jewish because it used to be the Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'rith, which is Jewish.
So ever since
It's an international Jewish
Jewish
non-governmental organization.
based in the United States, specializes in civil rights law and combats anti-Semitism and extremism. What was that?
according to Elon, ever since he acquired Twitter, they have been trying to kill the platform by falsely accusing him of being anti-Semitic.
Right.
Okay, but that's not the reason why all the ads are leaving. All the
It's
people
because-
who had
no.
ads are leaving are because
No,
when he
it's
first
also
got
because
Twitter,
that the ADL pressures them to not push
Yeah.
ads.
Yeah, if they're directly contacting sponsors
there was people
in an
leaving that
organized
weren't
fashion.
being directly contacted.
Yeah, but
People
there was
leaving during
but there
the
was
whole checkmark fiasco because people could just
people were leaving, not so much advertisers. Though.
advertisers were leaving back
Yeah.
then.
Even more so now.
Yeah, because he's slowly ruining the most popular social media platform.
Well, he's trying to make money
You make
because
money by leaving it how it was.
he overpaid for Twitter first of all.
Okay, but if he just bought Twitter and then just let it run, it would have been like printing money.
No, it wouldn't have. Twitter's never made money.
Okay, well, he's not making money
The
this
way it
either.
ran was losing money.
He's not making money this way either.
No, but that's just,
That was a loud noise.
I mean he's trying to make money, which the previous owners didn't care about making money. They just cared about censoring people.
Yeah, now Elon cares about making money and free speech.
Although I've heard a lot more stories of people getting censored recently, so I don't know. But I think that has more to do with the new CEO we put in place.
Yeah, if you say anything that disagrees with the primary views of X, not necessarily Elon, but the company of X, people are getting like censored. Like there was something that
Yeah, but not even that. Like
But
I've
there
heard
was a
stories
link-
of other people getting.
there was a link
for-
to something that was like criticizing X, and it was on X Twitter, and
Yeah.
the link just didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but I've seen, and I've heard of people who there's a big podcast on Rumble. It used to be on YouTube. They got kicked off. They went to Rumble called Revenge of the Sis. Have you ever heard of that? It's like one of the top 3 or 4 podcasts on Rumble, and one of their guys got suspended from Twitter for it was nothing against X. I forget what it was. It was posting something about somebody, but it was like it was already a public post. They were just sharing it,
Mm-hmm.
and they got banned like for like no apparent reason. Like
I've also seen that like
it
there's
was disparaging towards the person, but it wasn't even like their content. They just shared what was already out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing.
I've seen it I haven't seen it personally, but I have heard a few stories of there being accounts that talk about or like talk about having like child pornography that don't get taken down.
Well, yeah.
Even after being reported.
But that was before he took it over too.
Yeah,
Because that was supposed to be one of his things he was going to work on. I think I like Elon. I know you don't. I like Elon. But I think when he took over Twitter, like he's got too much going on. I feel like he likes to be very hands-on, but like when he goes between SpaceX, Tesla, Twitter. What's the other? You got the
Boring Company.
the AI company, the Boring Company, which is kind of connected.
I don't think that exists anymore. I think he got rid of the Boring Company.
Yeah, 'cause that's more connected
That was
with
that was
trying
the,
to make
that was the tunnel and the flamethrower.
from Los Angeles to Vegas.
You also had
whatever.
you buy a hat, get a free flamethrower.
Yeah. But I think he's he goes kind of from one to one, like, and then he focuses everything on that one at the moment, and then the other ones just start to kind of fall apart. And then he goes to the next one, like, and then the other ones fall, like, you know what I mean? Like, not so much fall apart. Like SpaceX seems to do okay without him because he's not a rocket scientist. So SpaceX seems to do pretty good without him. Which actually, I think this month they might do another space test on suborbital test on their big.
I do know that the government is suing SpaceX because they're not hiring immigrants, which is
They're hiring rocket scientists, literally.
Yeah. And they have to, and because they are a rocket company, they have to hire U.S.
Citizens.
Yeah, and the government suing them because they're doing that.
Yeah, well,
Dumb.
SpaceX says that they have to hire
Because they're
U.S.
considered-
citizens. The government's saying, well, you don't, because there's a form you could fill out and hire people that weren't born in America. You can hire immigrants and stuff,
Well,
but
here's-
just fill out this form, this thing. But I could see not wanting to do the extra paperwork, when I could just
here's
hire
But
the
them.
thing,
also,
too.
are any of them qualified?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the primary thing I would look at. Like, where's your PhD or whatever? Like,
Yeah,
where's your rocket
I'm
knowledge?
against anybody being sued for not hiring the right colored people. I just
No.
hire the people that can do the job. That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
You have the right credentials. All right, I don't care where you're from. Get
Call
on.
that you can
And
call
because
that
it's a-
call that white privilege. Call it whatever you want. I don't care. I want the people who can do the job to do the job.
I don't care what color my doctor is, as long as he has a degree.
Yes.
Because it's also a space exploration company as well. It's considered weapons.
Well, it's
Weapons
it's kind of like a U.S. military
yeah,
type
it's
thing.
like
They
parallel
don't want
to
that
military.
technology leaving the country. Which,
Yeah.
even though SpaceX isn't a government company, but
Still,
I can understand not wanting that to get out of the country, though.
yeah,
Because,
the
like,
you don't want.
SpaceX
I
may
guess-
not be government.
Did you
but
hear the? Was it? Oh, who did just landed on the moon? Not people, but it was some Indian. I forget what it was. It wasn't. It was like a country I didn't even know was trying to go to the moon. It was like India or something like that. Put a craft on the moon.
Good
Cool,
for them.
good for them.
Maybe they can join us on the ISS.
They probably already have. You looking it up?
India.
Yeah, it's India. Okay.
Good
So
for
I didn't
India.
even know they had
were
a
trying
space
to.
program. I didn't
didn't
know they
were
had a
going to
space
space.
program. So that was cool. That was popped out of nowhere on one of my news things. I'm like, what? I'm like,
I want to see people complain about space Indians.
so the ADL and other similar organizations, including the Center for Countering Digital Hate. That's like the only thing that there is in digital is hate. I've found that the volume of hate speech on the website has grown dramatically. Just turn the volume down. Evidently, they've never been in an online chat for a video game. Found the daily use of the N-word under Musk is triple the 2022 average. And the use of slurs against gay men and trans persons are up 58% and 62% respectively. Musk called the reports in May utterly false, claiming that hate speech impressions, or the number of times a tweet containing hate speech has been viewed, continue to decline.
Two brands paused their ad spending after their advertisements ran alongside an account promoting Nazism.
All right. Here, okay. And then the account was flagged after that. So, what are your thoughts on accounts promoting Nazism?
So my thought is, if he wants to make this program free speech, then he has to go full on, unless it's illegal. Like if there's child predators on there, get rid of them.
Right.
But,
yeah, and that's why I agree.
If he's gonna go,
If any speech is to be protected, it has to be hate speech.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be
Fun
tolerant.
speech doesn't need to be protected because
Yeah.
nobody cares. It's fun.
You have to be tolerant of everything except intolerance.
Yes.
But
Now,
so if he's gonna go full free speech,
I mean, it's his company.
Yeah, he can do what he wants.
Yeah, if you're going to go, like you said, if you're going to go free speech, go free speech. If you're going to go censored speech, well, then just promote it as that.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go full free speech, then why are you flagging
You can't go, I'm all about free speech until you lose an advertiser. Then you're like, well, I'm all except for free speech unless you hurt my
I think it's
advertising
just
revenue.
flagging the account for no ads. I think that's what it's
Okay, but that hurts the account. That is going against going for free speech.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's
okay.
not
But I kind
actively
of get that.
banning
Like,
it, though.
he's not limiting their reach. He's just limiting the ads.
Well, no, he suspended the account after the issue was flagged.
Okay, you're right.
So he did.
So he did
He
suspend the account.
suspended
So I've
the
got
account.
I have a problem with that then, because that's not free speech. So he sued the CCDH until we're trying to drive advertisers away. I don't know. I mean, that's what you do when you protest something, is you try to hurt their revenue, right? I mean, that's
kind of.
Is that illegal?
Protesting is not illegal. It's a form of free
pretty
speech.
much what they're doing is protesting Elon Musk then, so or the hate
They're
speech on
protesting the
Twitter.
hate speech on X, Twitter X.
Yeah. So how is that illegal?
It shouldn't be.
That's yeah.
I think it's
And-
just
and like-
because of the reports were falsified.
Okay. I guess you could sue based on the false reports. Okay. False
Defamation.
reporting of yeah.
I think the actual
They
claim is-
violated the platform's terms of service and federal hacking laws by scraping data from the company's platform and by encouraging an unnamed individual to improperly collect information about Twitter that it had provided to a third-party monitoring provider.
Yeah, so, this one I love. In response, the CCDH's CEO Imran Ahmed doesn't sound like he should get along with the defamation league. Kind of anti what they're about. Says the lawsuit, and particularly its claim about the unnamed individual, sounds a bit like a conspiracy theory to me. So, can we stop saying conspiracy theory is automatically a bad word? Have we not had enough conspiracy theories come true that we can stop saying conspiracy theory just makes you insane? This guy's like, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, look out. It's like, I don't think that's the burn you think it is.
But then later on, he's saying Twitter is now a free speech platform, and he's surprised when people are able to quantify that there's been a resulting increase in hate speech and like disinformation. And he's kind of got a point there. I mean, your free speech platform is going to have more of those things.
Right. Which most people, I argue, would be okay with.
Yeah,
They-
but Musk is
especially
still
the
suing
people
them.
that are still there. I mean, a lot of there were a lot of people that left, although I argue a lot of them are probably still there. I mean, I've never got into Twitter because I like the way Facebook's organized. I don't like the way Twitter's organized.
I've never
I
had a
can't
Twitter
follow.
account.
I can't follow a conversation on Twitter.
Yeah, it's so weird. I've never had a Twitter
The
account.
way it like Facebook conversations, like comments, like make sense. Like Twitter doesn't to me. I mean, I know I'm an old.
It's
old
kind
guy.
of backwards.
It's weird.
Because like the main thing is a reply to the little thing.
Yeah, I have a hard time following it. But
It can be
yeah,
tough.
but if you're going to be free speech, you're going to have more hate speech. And
Mhm.
you're going to have more of all speech.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point, an open discussion about everything, which I'm
And
okay
as,
with.
as long as no one's getting hurt.
Yeah.
It's all speech. It's all free speech.
He put out the bat signal to racists, misogynists, the homophobes, the anti-Semites. What does that bat signal look like?
I don't know. I mean, I also get what he's saying there, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because if you're saying Twitter's a free speech, then that means that those people aren't going to be, censored by the platform, so they
Right.
have somewhere to push their views.
Yeah, I don't think this lawsuit has legs, really.
No.
Unless he can prove that they supplied false information to the monitoring company, like if they somehow tainted the numbers in the report that they're claiming.
But I mean, if he's making a free speech platform, they shouldn't have had to falsify the numbers.
Right, but I mean, it could be. I mean, those percentages could be off.
True.
Because I mean, what was the
The use
N-word
of-
N-word use is triple?
I believe that because that was probably a heavily censored word.
I don't know. But in this day and age, I don't see triple the amount of people willing to use that word in a public forum. I mean, Twitter's
People
Twitter's
online
more-
have lost sensitivity to that word.
yeah, but not I understand like maybe Reddit, something like that, where it's kind of more anonymous. And Twitter's not very anonymous. Everybody pretty much is who they are on Twitter.
Not necessarily.
There are a few people who.
There's some, but I
I've
mean,
seen
it's
plenty of
not
them.
as much as other platforms.
It's not, but I mean, I've been on a few different platforms, and I just that word seems to be more and more slowly. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like, every day there's 800 more, But, like, slowly it just seems like people, while they're online, are kind of losing their sensitivity to the word.
Yeah.
But, I mean, once they come back to the real world, they get pissy again. But
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood the you can't use this word, but we can kind of deal.
it's a word.
Yeah,
Get over it.
it's I've never been offended by a word. I could be offended by how you use a word, but that's not the word's fault.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
I think that's what we got.
That's what we got. What do you think? I don't know if you guys saw this for next week, maybe.
I did not.
No, I can't get rid of the thing because my button doesn't work. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, we will be back next Sunday at around 5 a.m. p.m. 5 p.m.
A.M.
AM.
What?
I will be more rested because I am dead tired right now. I think I got to get my oil changed tomorrow. Just in case you wanted to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share,
Follow, comment, do
poke
whatever.
the
Number
person
go up,
next to you.
please.
Yeah, we'd like to if we could break 200 this week, that would be awesome. Sauce. I will have this up on what?
Don't.
I will have this up on Spotify and iTunes in just a little bit. I found a faster way to get the audio.
Nice.
I can download the audio directly from Restream. I couldn't do 2 weeks ago because it was all choppy anyway. So it has to be a clean stream. Then I can download the audio from Restream. Yeah, so we will be back here in how's that work? 7 days? 6 days? 23 hours-ish?
Yeah, close enough.
Whatever. Everybody have a great week. Yeah. If you guys want us to talk about something, feel free to share it with us in the comments on the videos or on we have a Facebook page, Third Person Podcast on Facebook. You can post something there and we'll look it up and we'll have a little fun with it next week maybe.
You shouldn't get flagged for looking up guns when you look up our
No,
podcast.
you can look up Third Person Podcast without pop-ups, hopefully.
No,
Well, your account may be suspended. I think we've got like 23 or 4 followers on Facebook so far.
Nice.
Yeah. They're all mostly like friends and family, so
Fine.
Hey, it makes the number go up.
I hope none of them are get offended by anything I talk about.
I hope.
But
I
if
hope
you
one
do,
of them
I'm
does.
sorry.
I hope one person gets offended every week.
And you know who you are.
I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, so we will be back in a week, same place, same whatever.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you for listening or watching. If you watched live, we appreciate that. We're trying to get some live listeners. I don't know if we got any today, but we will see. Huh?
You don't count.
Yeah, we don't count. So, yeah, hopefully we'd like to kind of get some live ones, but hopefully after doing this a few Sundays in a row now this will be our second one with a decent non-choppy stream that maybe some people start wandering
That
in,
should be a big.
accidentally stumble in and just kind of grab a stool and pull up to the bar.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words?
Last words.
All right.
Sign out.
I'm Shannon.
I'm not Sean.
I'm not mad.
Have a great week. I'll phone the page to shut it off. And that, and
Oh, that's the wrong scene.